want to smoke so bad.
No, don't do it.
Well, that's why I'm chewing on one of my son's straws out of his Capri Sun.
It's okay. Yeah.
That is this straw has replaced my want of inhaling a deliciously smooth cigarette.
Yeah. Thanks for the we endorse. You just did a whole commercial.
I did, didn't I?
You
The
really
smooth,
did.
the smooth taste of Marlboro
Wow.
in Marlboro country.
Wow.
You you too can have heart disease and bad lungs.
Chris.
Well, it's the whole heart thing. That's why I quit.
Oh my gosh.
Too real. It's too real. Too real.
I know, right?
We have enough
Oh,
to get
man.
with. Please don't add that.
I know. I know. We need you here. We need you here. Definitely. So, yeah. Speaking of here, here we
Hey,
are, guys. Hey,
hey, there we are.
there we
And
are.
there we are.
And there's Keenan. See, I always got to get my bearings straight. I always got to get my yeah.
Yeah.
Now everybody's
In your living room.
see
Yeah.
this is usually, folks, the way it happens. Everybody's pointing their fingers at me. This is my life.
Look, I can't fix it. Okay. I'm still off. Forget it.
So we are the Slanted Brow. Welcome to another, guys. This is episode 5 of season 2.
Wow.
Is
of
it
the
really?
Slanted Brow
We've
Show.
done 5
Yeah.
of these things?
We've done 5 of these things. So congratulations
Yay.
to us. And gosh, how many people do we have over on our Slanted Brow official Facebook page? Let me see. How many?
I don't
Couple
know.
hundred.
It's growing though. For
Couple
sure.
hundred grows every day.
Yeah. Let me see.
It's been
We
growing.
have-
Thank you so much.
Right. So if you are not following that page, I highly recommend that you go over there right now and just click on that little button that says follow. And then if you want to, go ahead and click the little notification. That way, whenever you see us go live or we post something, you will be notified in your timeline and we don't get lost in the shuffle of everything that's going on.
I should probably do that. I should probably follow that.
We-
Well,
we
it sounds like a show I would like.
I mean, really.
You
I mean,
you better be playing, Chris. You haven't followed your own.
I follow it.
yeah. So
Everything
we
is
do.
allowed.
We have 281 people following.
Woo!
Yeah,
Nice.
so
And we
thank
just
you
launched the
guys.
page, like, what was that, 30 days ago? Roughly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
About
Great.
a month ago.
Yeah,
we
we're not
launched the
that old.
page.
We're only a month old.
Yep,
Yeah,
and we're
thanks,
growing.
guys.
So
We're still
I'm-
beanie bottom fresh.
I'm hoping that we can get to 1,000 soon. You know,
We can.
because
Oh, that'd be nice.
that
Definitely.
would be really, really great, and hopefully we can get some sponsors because I think we got a dope show. You guys are dope because the show is dope. Yeah,
This show is dope.
Yep, so much dope. Call the FBI. Lock and charge.
No baking soda here.
That's what this show is about. All this dope. Now what I need is somebody to take that soundbite and use it as one of our commercials.
Yes.
Please. Because we're not politically correct at all.
That's
All
what
right,
we need.
so I know, like we said, we got a whole lot that we got to cover because in the past
We do.
9 days, so much has happened. In the past 7 days, since the last time we spoke, so much has happened. It's almost like watching a Twilight Zone series just unfold.
Oh my
in real
gosh.
time. Yep. But before we dive into that, let's talk about what's been good because we all like good news, right?
We do, yeah.
You said that as if, but we're not getting it for some odd reason.
Well, everybody appreciates something nice once in a while.
Right.
Flowers, something.
So, ladies first.
Oh, really? Thanks for no pressure. So
No pressure.
for me, honestly, I would just have to say that I'm just grateful to be doing well. I did not know that I was like going in overdrive. You know how you like go mode. And I had a little reminder like slow down, Shakina, like sleep is necessary. So I've just been taking some time to just, refresh myself and rest and just, enjoy some stillness. So it's been really good. It's only been like a couple of days or whatever, but I feel great. I feel a lot better than what I was feeling. So I'm just grateful for life, health, and strength.
There you go.
Good.
There you
That's
go.
what's up. Yeah, and my man Chris.
Chris.
Well, I know I mentioned it last week. but we did celebrate Susan's birthday this last week.
Oh yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
happy birthday to her.
So she
So that
got
was-
a yes day. What was it called?
She had a yes day. So like, and we started at like 6 o'clock on Friday. What was really funny was I had just bought myself like these pretzels that I really like, and I was standing in the kitchen, and Sue says, "Hey, can I have those pretzels?" And I was like, "No, you can't have my pretzels." And then she pointed up to the clock. It said 6, and I'm like, "Damn it! Here, take them." So, but no, we had a great time. We went out to Cervati's and got like a whole bunch of those like little cake samples and stuff instead of a big cake. Man, those things are rich. Oh,
At war with their waistlines and stuff. That's not okay, Chris.
woo. Man, I mean, just 2 bites of each one. That's pretty much all we can do. We're like,
They're really good though. Cervati's is
oh, they're excellent.
it needs to be once a year though. Otherwise,
Yeah. So we actually decided, because this is the second year that we've done this, and we actually decided, you know what, next year let's get just like a regular cake. Let's do that next year. Something not so rich, and that we can actually finish.
Right.
Yeah. So that was a good time.
That's
What's
good.
up with you,
That's good.
Bernard? What's been good with you?
So for myself, I'm still working on this remodeling project of my house. I mean, 7 rooms total. Flooring is coming in here and there, bits and pieces, and I'm doing it myself. So I'm not too happy about it, but I'm like, I'm kind of like mixed emotions. It's like a mixed bag of emotions where I'm just like, it's what a man does, like, but then it's like at the same time, I'm like, I wish I had enough
What that
more
cash
money.
is for, you better pay a professional.
Look, I almost want to,
I'm
but
telling
in the
you.
end, though, I'm like, I can save myself like a couple $1,000s.
That's great.
And you're gonna feel awesome because you're the one that
Yes.
did it, not
Yep.
somebody else. Are you redoing floors or just walls and ceilings?
I'm walls, ceilings, and floors,
Dude,
and kitchen cabinets.
I hate doing floors.
Meanwhile, I will be the reason that somebody's always in business because I'm like, give me an estimate and we will get this paid for. No. So no.
Oh my gosh, yeah, but
We have some family in the room already. Josh and Christina. Hi.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you guys for tuning in. I think we have about like maybe 7 viewers. I don't know if you guys are if their names are popping up, but we got people over on YouTube also because I have this link to my YouTube page. So the people over here on YouTube, thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, we're going to get an official YouTube page popping up here probably within like the next week. So be on the lookout for that.
Thank you,
so we're going to make it
official.
We're going to make it official.
Let's
you know what I'm saying?
Go.
That's how we do
That's
it.
awesome.
Yes, but we got all 7 people that are watching. Thanks for tuning in. And without further ado, let's jump into this. Let's just go back into this whole Black Lives Matter.
Let's just dive in head first, shall we?
And I'm giving you guys a fair warning. This show's going to go over an hour. I'm just letting you guys know. So if you got to go take a break,
please jump in. Yeah,
come back. Yeah, please. And it also, yes, please jump in the conversation. There's a link that I posted up in the description that if you want to jump in, you actually can call in or you can video in this conversation. And we want that to happen this time around. Please.
So you can chat, you can call, however you want.
Yes, do all of that. So Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Who wants to take a bite of this first?
It depends on what angle you want to come from because we were discussing, prior to coming into, going live, there's so many different ways that I was looking at this, like preparing for tonight. And, everybody's like, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. And I'm like, yo, once this dies down, I hope that the Black community gets really serious about that being our everyday and not just when stuff happens, because we're saying Black Lives Matter, but we're walking past each other. We won't help each other. We're offending each other. Our community is almost like a dysfunctional relationship. Like I can hurt you, but can't nobody else hurt you. And I'm just hoping that after this, we do better about being community for real. Because if we're looking at this as we're targeted, the last thing we need to do is target each other. So that's been on the forefront of my mind as far as Black Lives Matter, because people love jumping on the bandwagon. But I hope that when, you know, whatever the resolve is, or if this dies down, that we do better about living Black Lives Matter every day in our community, because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of, you know, when something happens, everybody wants to run to the forefront. And then when it's over, I can't call you for something you have access to that me as your Black sister or Black brother needs, because Black Lives Matter is something we scream when everybody else is screaming. Like, let's live it every day. And then we'll be empowered. Guess what? So if they come for us the next time and we're empowered, they're not going to make this. They're not even going to get this far, because we're empowered in the community. So that's what's been on my mind, you know?
You said a mouthful right there. And if I can just back up just a little bit to what you said before, which was you can bash your own, but somebody on the outside, you better not touch us. That to me doesn't make any sense.
But better not nobody else do it. Make that make sense.
In which it can't make sense. I mean, it's backwards. It's backwards thinking. But I think the Black Lives Matter, it being birthed out of tragedy, from it being somebody on the outside coming in and looting our community. I think that we've focused on that. I ain't gonna say entirely too long, but it has to evolve. It has to grow. Like you said, once the dust settles after this,
how do we?
What else? Yes, right. Like, what else does Black Lives Matter mean? Black Lives matter for education. It also matters for finances. Also matters for spiritual. All of it. So we have to do better for ourselves, of course, including that. And I would say first, you know, because people are really quick to say, like, well, who's going to fix racism? People who created it got to fix it. Well, who's going to take care of the Black community? Us first.
We have to. We have
us
to.
First. Us first. Yeah. So Black Lives Matter on that front. I'm with you 100%.
But to the heart of the matter, what you were saying about Black Lives Matter, like that whole thing we were talking about, and I think I'm jumping ahead, please forgive me, but the Black Lives Matter initiative, how they've been going out and, you know, there's been peaceful protests, but there's also people that are rioting and looting, as we talked about, and it's been crazy, you know, because now more innocent lives have been taken, you know, in the madness. Like one thing that I've been saying consistently is you have the right to be mad, you have the right to be angry, you have the right to be fed up, but being destructive doesn't have to be a part of that equation. And for this to be the initiative, there's Black businesses, that have been destroyed right here in Cincinnati for people protesting and rioting. And I'm like, if people were more strategic in what they did, if your mission or your aim was to destroy things, shouldn't you at least know where the Black businesses were so you didn't destroy those? You know what I mean? It's just
my thing.
I don't know.
My thing with the Black Lives Matters is I'm getting tired of seeing all the people online with their little memes and their little signs, shouting at the top of their lungs that all lives matter.
Oh gosh.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing that I've been figuring out with those people. Some of them just plain out, they know what they're saying. They get it and they understand what it is that they're saying. And then there are the people that I actually feel bad for because they've been duped. Because they've been duped into believing that that's a positive statement without anybody ever having to explain to them that no, all lives don't matter. If you're saying, and your actions speak louder than words, if your actions are saying that Black lives obviously don't matter as much, you cannot say that all lives matter. You can't say that all lives matter when all lives don't matter. And to the nice people who actually didn't know any better and they posted that, man, they were duped, and I'm really happy when they listen to reason and then they figure it out and they go, oh, okay, I understand.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
But then
it's almost like they're arguing the point, and it's like you're missing the point entirely if you're arguing all lives matter over Black lives. I know exactly what I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Right.
And so they've just been duped, and I always feel bad for them. The ones that I don't feel bad, of course, are the ones that know. They know exactly what they're saying. They know exactly what they're doing.
It's that passive aggressive, like.
Oh yeah. I don't feel I don't feel
Christina
bad.
made a very good point. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Christina made a good point, and I did want to clarify. Christina said none of it should be destroyed. I agree 100%. There are some people, I'm speaking to that demographic of people that are just bent on destroying things. I'm saying if you're going to move with intention, at least be strategic in what you're doing and not destroy the very people that you're supposed to be advocating for, is what I'm saying. But I don't think anything should be destroyed, because when you respond that way, they're not listening to you. Like I said before, I did this whole thing, y'all. I was like, oh my gosh, because this whole week, our group chat has just been blowing up. Like our group chat has never blown up like this, because it's just like something else. But absolutely, there should be no destruction of anything, because that doesn't prove anything and it doesn't resolve anything. I'm saying if you're bent on doing certain things, at least show that you're thinking and you're not just being emotional, because what happens is when you respond out of emotion only, you get wrote off. Nobody's listening to you. Nobody's paying attention to you. They're not taking you seriously, as the president of these United States replied with, oh, well, if they want to loot, we're going to shoot.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I posted that one on.
You don't want to be like the reason that people are looking for. Not that they really need one, but that part.
Yeah, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then going back to like what was said before, with it being the all lives matter. I heard an analogy which made so much sense to me. I heard a couple analogies. I'll use one that I heard 2 years ago by Michael Che, his stand-up, where he talked about the 9/11 incident and how they were like the towers went down and they were wearing their shirts and stuff, and it said never forget, and he said, but what if I walked around with another shirt that said all buildings matter? But what about the other building down the street?
What that would be. What that would be.
People would be like appalled. People would be like, are you crazy? And then the other one that I heard this week was the one about the person said, if you were to go to a breast cancer awareness convention wearing a shirt that said all cancer matters, you would be kicked out. They'd be looking at you like, what? Why are you here trying to shout us? Because we're talking about something more specific. No, duh, all cancer matters, but we're talking about breast cancer right now. We're not talking about prostate cancer. We're talking about breast cancer right now.
I saw somebody online.
Same thing.
I saw somebody online use the with that same kind of analogy, only they didn't use breast cancer. They used a funeral. What if you went to a funeral with the shirt that said all lives matter? And they're like, I'm sorry, but this is right here. Now I'm sorry, death happens. Whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and he wasn't wrong, but
yeah, it's crazy.
Yep.
Oh, we got some chat. We got some stuff going on in the chat.
Yep. So Alicia Redmond, she says someone posted that if a house is burning down in a neighborhood, while all the houses matter, at that moment, the burning one needs the attention. I like the analogy. Yes.
Very good.
So good. Moving on to the next one. It says, Christina says, unfortunately, we've been desensitized, but I think all of these within weeks of each other kind of woke everyone up. I totally.
I will say this. It has forced people to, there's a lot of people, and I get it. There's a lot of people that have been like, your silence is no longer acceptable. It's at this point where everybody's like, you know what, pick a side. You don't get to just quietly, and one thing that I've seen too that I really appreciate, I've seen the church step up. Bishop T.D. Jakes, I think her name is Siobhan Sellers. She's on Instagram. I follow her on Instagram. She actually came to FAI before. They're getting out and doing something and being proactive, because I think a lot of times churches or Christians are kind of passive. And I love that I'm seeing where they're like being active, like, no, we have a voice, we have a position, we have a responsibility to respond in moments like this. So it's like people are like, no, pick a side. You don't get to be quiet.
Right. Yeah. The line is drawn in the sand, and I know we're all over the place, but I just feel we just have an organic flow right now. But I feel that if your church has not said anything, if your pastor has not said anything after 9 days of this happening, then you need to leave that church.
Did he tell people to take their tithes elsewhere? Oh my gosh.
Please. It's like, and if you feel like you're offended by that, then you need to do some self-checking, because it doesn't make any sense that you claim to follow a God, to follow a man, follow his teachings, who was all about freedom of people, and to not speak up when you see the oppressed being oppressed. Like that's what he was all about, that all about freedom and stuff. So it's like, if your pastor has not said a word, or your church has not made a statement about what's going on, leave them.
A friend of mine in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Lutheran minister, I swear to God, every 15 minutes, he's posting something in the news. He's posting what's going on. He's trying his darndest to be a part of the positive part of the community. You have no idea how hard it is to not say some superlatives tonight.
Woo, I'm telling you. We have a comment from Rhonda Johnson.
Post it up. She says, marching and protesting is good, but it's about standing and speaking up every day.
That's right.
when a discrimination occurs in your presence. Don't wait until it's over, but when it's going on, stand up and protect each other.
Yep.
That's right. That's Black Lives Matter every day. That's all lives matter every day, and not jumping on the bandwagon like I was talking about, I think, last episode. There are some people that don't even know what's going on. They're just running in the direction of the fire, like with everybody else. They don't even know. Like, oh, give me a break. What are we fighting? What are we protesting? What happened?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I just happened to be downtown.
I don't know.
Right.
They was running. Come on.
We don't need that right now.
Oh, Christina made a good point. I'm so glad y'all in here talking. We want to hear from y'all.
Yes, it's hot right now.
Yeah.
The police need to be involved in the community in other ways besides just showing up for crimes. Maybe people would trust them more. Yeah,
I agree.
Good point.
Yep.
That's a good point.
I agree 100% on that.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Oh my gosh, it's so much. But go ahead, continue, please.
She just dropped the mic on that one.
Well, anytime you see a cop, a police officer, I'll try to be nice about that one. Anytime you see an officer, what's the first thing in your mind? It's like, oh God, what did I do?
Right.
Or what did somebody around me do? Oh God, well, there's a cop here. Great. What did we do? Please.
Yep.
No, she's right.
I saw a post. It was so funny. I started to share, but I was like, we talked about it, Bernard. I think so. I think Chris, you as well. We all have, I think we're all connected to someone who is either, a police officer or has, served, So it's like you're on that thing where you can, I guess that you can see, your care is on both sides, right? You're like, it's not all officers, it's not all Black people, it's not all white people, this, that, and the third. But there was someone, like you said, that negative correlation that we have with police officers, or people have with Black people or white people, whatever, that doesn't even open the door to allow it to be kind of bridged. And right now, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm like, let it, let's see what happens first. Don't go running into a crowd like, peace. I've seen people that were protesting and police officers, or there were white individuals, white people. I hate saying white, what I'm saying, Caucasian. We don't say that either, but whatever. That were trying to like join, and they were like, no, we don't want you here. We don't need that. And I'm like we doing this right now. And I'm like, we're never going to bridge or mend anything if it's like, nah, separate but equal. You do it over there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's just that undertone where one of the things that I brought up, it's crazy because people don't pay attention to the fact that you have opportunistic leaders that are feeding off of this. Like, oh my gosh, I can't wait until they do this because we're going to do this. I can't wait. Oh, they burned down one more building. Like I saw there was a post where they were saying, the National Guard is coming through our neighborhoods. Yeah, you're burning down stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they didn't just wake up on Monday like, yo, send the tanks. No, people are burning down stuff. Innocent people are being killed. Things are, and I'm like, they just don't know. If there's people that have agendas in place and they're just waiting on the right moment, they're getting that moment because of how people are responding. And I get it. I get it. I'm not saying don't be mad. I'm not saying don't speak up. I'm not saying go march. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying don't play into the stereotype. Don't perpetuate that when they're saying, they have no decorum. They're ruthless. They're thugs. And you go and do things like that. Nobody's being heard. Nobody's being hurt, and you're tearing up the communities that you're a part of. It's just not. It's counterproductive, and that's why you won't see me. No, and then they've been taking children. They've been taking children, and children are being maced or being, and it's we're missing. We're getting away from the heart of the issue.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, I think that something that I had said last night about relationships, that what we are in right now, what we're witnessing is the breaking down of a relationship based off of communication, or I should say the lack of communication.
What relationship?
The relationship, well, shoot, if America is the house that we live in, and we, the people, are in a relationship with the government, and the government branch dealing with the law is not listening to us and abusing us, what else are we going to do but act out? When people are in a relationship, like if you and I were in a relationship and I was mistreating you, and well, let's say that you were not as aggressive, because I know you wouldn't have it. You would be like, it's a wrap. You would let me have it. And that's what's happening right now. The people are letting the government have it. So they are punching holes in the wall, as the analogy that I had used last night. They're tearing up the dishes. They're slashing the tires. They're bleaching the clothes. They're burning up everything in their house because they are upset. Because because the other person, that's the abusive one, is not listening.
Is it a case of non-communication, or is it a case of
abuse of power? How about that?
No, the authority doesn't care.
It's the same thing. It's the same
thing.
Because
what if the authority has heard, but they have to be made to care?
That's what happens in domestic fights.
Yep.
When a person acts out, it's because the other person either didn't listen and didn't care. The fact is, they did not act. There was no change that happened. So therefore, they throw a tantrum. They go and slam a door to let the person know, I am upset. This is what you ain't listening to me. So therefore, I'm going to go another way of expression through destruction. I understand it. I don't justify it. It doesn't make sense afterwards. But in the midst of it happening, when you punch a hole in the wall because you're pissed off, it feels good.
So you're saying that some of this protesting is they're slamming the door to let somebody know they're unhappy with what's going on.
Yep.
Is that? I just want to make sure I'm getting the analogy.
Yeah. Okay. But here's the other spin on that. If you're acting out to get the attention of someone who's already showed you that they don't care, you're wasting your breath. Because you acting out is not going to make them care. They're not going to turn and say, oh, I'm hurting you, when they've been hurting you all along. That's not. So I get it. Like I said, I get the human and natural response. I get that. But in the grand scheme of things, if I'm tearing up my house to get your attention and nothing I did prior to this got your attention, what makes you think if you don't care that me doing this is going to get your attention? Now, I have to remove myself or remove you in this instance, because people keep talking about voting, changing legislation, all of that. I get it. So you're not listening, which means you shouldn't be in power. There's a way to go about doing that. I'm not going to provoke or invoke that change by acting lawless. That's not going to happen.
Right.
We got some more comments.
In that scenario, Shakina, when you're arguing with that person in that scenario, aren't you essentially arguing with a narcissist?
Yeah, because
textbook.
Yes, and welcome to America.
Yep.
And so that's why we do what we do as a people, as a whole, to get movement, to move the needle. People don't understand that we're all in the same boat together. Yeah. We're all trying to get somewhere. Some people do it not knowing that it's like for the cause, and then some people would be like, well, they're just looking for an opportunity to be able to loot, to be able to burn. Okay, yeah, but guess what? America did that from jump. America got this place off of looting, off of stealing people from their land, off of kicking people off of their land, off of burning down villages and everything else, etc. And that's why America is so quote unquote great. It wasn't great off of speeches. We did not get this land off of no grand speech. We didn't get this land off of no great vote. I don't think that no slave catchers voted slaves onto a slave ship. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it
You
looked
know
like
you're
to
not.
me
You know you're not. We don't even have to go there. You know you're not.
You,
That-
sir, are not mistaken.
Listen,
They
marching
had-
all up and through my Harriet Tubman now.
Listen,
Something's
look,
about to
look.
come out now.
But see, this is what the government does not want the people to remember or to relate to, as far as saying this is what's happening right now.
But
Like
see,
what's and they better be glad that that the people are not taking up arms and really going to war. Though some lives have been taken in this, and we'll get to that later. But it's nothing like how it was back then. We was slaughtering people. Well, I ain't gonna say we, but they were slaughtering people to get their way.
But don't you feel like that undertone though? Like, don't you feel like that undertone, like this unrest is like leading to that, and that the powers that be may be sitting back long enough for this to, for it to start and then come in, and it's like, oh, that's the justification for why X amount of lives are gone because a race war started, and I feel like that's the undertone. That's why I feel like it's so important that we keep having, I don't want to say neutralized, because you can't, there's no in between. Like we talked about, you're either on one side of it or the other. That's it. There's no in between. There's no gray. You're not kind of racist. You're not no, you're
Right.
one or the other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they say in
Right.
church, make your power election sure. Okay. I can fool
Right.
with you when I know what side you're on. Don't be smiling in my face and calling me, you know what I'm saying, behind my back. You know what I mean? So whatever side you're on, be on that side. Say it with your chest. So I know where we are. And then you make a decision on what you need to do going forward. Because at this point, I will say this, I don't think that that there's like one race that's going to be able to exist by himself. We are all connected. We are all connected. If you try to isolate one group of people, you're going to miss out on so much, because there's certain people that may not look like you or have your skin tone, but they have access that you don't. So people really need to be like, you got to open up and be, see the bigger picture. Otherwise, you're going to cut yourself off. Like, we don't, like, no.
Yeah.
What are comments? Woo!
Yeah.
We do have a lot of comment. You know what I wanted to say was the comment
Go ahead, please.
The comment that Maine just said, we've tried other methods of expression to no avail.
That's true.
Man, I have seen that said time and time and time. It is correct. Man, I've seen that echoed so many times. And I've seen it used in arguments, trying to get through to other people who just don't understand why any of this is happening. Well, why are you doing this? Well, you need to do this, or you need to do it this way, or you need to do it that way. You know what? It's all been tried and done. And honestly, no, it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked.
It hasn't.
I want to read something that I sent it to you guys in our chat, and it was so powerful, right? Because like I said, I'm not void of emotions. I've been upset too. Like, upset doesn't even touch, the magnitude of, oh my gosh, I think that we can all relate to, like, yo, somebody's gonna get choked up off GP just because I'm, but you gotta bring it in. I can't go around choking folks. Everybody ain't, everybody's not, in that place. I'm trying to find a quote. We had so much, but anyway, somebody had shared a post that said, "Don't tell me how to respond to oppression you don't experience." I thought that was so powerful.
Yep.
Right.
I was like, whoa.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and it just made me, even in my thing, I'm like, let's be strategic, y'all. Let's think, let's get a plan together. But I get that, you can only, put somebody up against the wall for so long before they come out swinging. My hope, though, is that we can get something that's going to yield real results. Like, I get it.
Yep.
I am not oblivious. I'm not, but I'm just like,
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, you got innocent people caught in the middle. That's not solving anything if we're losing more people.
Yeah, and speaking of losing more people, I might as well bring this up. The whole David Dorn and the others killed during the riots.
I just read about that. Tonight.
That broke my heart. And if you guys haven't heard about it, just do a hashtag David Dorn. That is, it just prepared. Just letting you know that you get to see a person yet die again on the sidewalk, protecting their own.
I couldn't even. I ain't watch. I couldn't. I'm like.
Yeah. Yep. So the story goes briefly. 77-year-old man, retired police, worked in the police force for a number of years. He's retired, and he decided to come out and to help protect these businesses from looters. And he gets shot and killed over trying to stop somebody from taking a TV. That was somebody, as they said in the video, that was somebody's husband, that was somebody's grandfather, that was somebody's son. That like this, like, it doesn't make any sense that you would do something like this, And I hope that they catch that person who done it, so that justice can be served, because his life mattered as well, And for him to be a former police officer, I have no mixed emotions or feelings about it. Exactly.
Yep.
Right is right, wrong is wrong. If the police are there to do their job, let them do their job. and until they cross that line to violate our human rights, then that's when there's like, okay, you're a bad person, you're a bad cop, and you lose that protection from me, specifically for me to feel any type of sorrow for you, because you deserve everything you got coming.
Because now I see what side you on. I know what time it is.
Exactly. And we've been seeing a lot of that. I mean, a whole lot of that. With the solutions, like you were talking about, Keena, with they're clamping down on these police officers that are power tripping. Like the 6 that was in Atlanta that pulled the 2 black kids out of their car. Did you guys see that?
I heard a little bit about it.
Yep, I did.
Tased them and everything, and just was like, as if like we're gonna get away with it. You're on camera. Your body cam is even showing. Like what in your mind makes you think that that's the right thing to do? And so they got fired immediately. So I think that's
they building burned down.
When the dust clears, we are going to hear so many more stories of what these damn cops are doing during these riots. Somebody just posted an actual footage from a helicopter of these cops moving up the street, walking. They start walking around a car. They start banging on the car and beating it as they walk by. So the news camera just goes somewhere else. And the guy's comment while he was watching that, it's like, oh yeah, why don't you just take the camera away, because we don't want to show that the cops were the ones that hit that car. Right? We don't want to show that. And then how much more footage do we need to see of like a cop just walking up behind somebody, grabbing their attention just so they can spray that mace in their face, which, my God, how much mace is in one of those cans? Have you guys seen the way those spray?
I want one. Matter of fact,
that's what I want to know.
I want
Good freaking Lord. It's like a super soaker of mace,
In the can, no bigger than this.
Which, by the way, I think I just figured out what to guard my house with. I've got a super soaker. I think I'm going to fill that thing up with cayenne.
I want one to go to Kroger.
But, seriously, though, how much footage do we have to see of these cops doing this? And what about, did you guys see the one with the old man? It's like they're pushing this old guy forward. He's on a cane. He can't really walk that fast. And this cop in a shield behind him pushes him so he can get out of the way. And the old man falls down. I'm like,
yep.
The guy had to be in his late 80s. And I'm like, what the? Are you serious?
We got some good comments coming up. I don't want to miss them. I did want to say this really quickly. I had a conversation this week. I'm not going to identify who. I told you all in the group. I had a conversation this week that helped me look at a bigger picture with respect to this police the part that the police play within the system, how the system is this bigger organism that we don't even see working, right? Because we see the people out on the streets and we see what they're doing. It's not to take away from what they're doing, but that we have to, if we're going to attack this thing, we have to attack it on every level. You know what I mean? Like, yes, identify who did the wrong, make sure the consequences are clear, sure, and strong. Yep. And then you go up the line, because like we found out, what's his name? Chauvin. So how you say his name?
Chauvin.
How you say his name?
Derek
Chauvin. That guy. How many people did he do this to prior to us finding out? So you have all these people that turned a blind eye to all these murders he had done over time. God, this latest one wasn't filmed. Guess what? He'll still be out on the street going to the next one. So it's not enough to deal with the officer or go after them. Who go up the chain of command, go up everybody, because all this stuff has to cross somebody's desk to be either crossed off, written off, or approved. Go up the chain of command, burn it all up, not with fire. Not with fire. Not with fire.
Burn it up.
Not with fire. Stop it, Bernard. I'm saying go up the chain of command until it's understood. When people start having to look at the fact that I'm gonna lose my money, I'm gonna lose my security, because they coming up the chain. So everybody who wrote it off, approved it, turned their head to it. Don't stop with the officer. Keep going.
All the way up to the top. Even what happened last week when they went and they released the charges saying that it was going to be third-degree murder to just Derek alone, and the other three weren't even like touched for real. That's what really tipped it over.
They wanted more people to go out. They wanted more people to go out. That's disrespectful.
We about to go and burn down the precinct. We about to burn it up, and other cities joined in. But that goes to show, it's like, okay, somebody needs to get fired. Like some heads need to roll. I'm not. I mean, even down to the coroner who had the audacity to say that he died from previous complications, heart disease, and some other mess.
Why?
The coroner. That's the reason why.
I thought I read that. I thought I was.
Yes.
Are you kidding me? You need to go to the instance. We justifying it. Take everybody off that's going to justify this.
All of them, because it's a big cover up, and this stuff goes on all the time.
Yeah, but we know better, right? Because then they had their independent coroner come in and re-examine, right?
Right.
So now we know what actually killed him, which was, of no surprise,
the choking,
asphyxiation.
Yeah.
So let me ask this then. So if the first one lied, you shouldn't have a job either, right? This is what I'm saying. Clear it out. If you're gonna be part of the cover up, go home. Pack your stuff up. Go home.
Right.
That would be correct.
Charges, because nobody else could lie on official documents and get away with this, so neither can you.
Right. And the weird thing is that I don't see any. Maybe it's because I'm not specifically looking. Nothing's coming across my feed saying anything about the original coroner, which, by the way, is a state-provided coroner, guys. This is a government state-provided coroner that did it. It was the independent individual working for the family, probably a lawyer, had probably said, well, here's a reliable person. Let's have him do it. What happened to the original coroner? So why can't
we just be integral to where you don't have to take all these extra steps, right? But that's why I said when they identify themselves, remove them. Bernard, we had a lot of comments. I think it started with maintain.
He said, I refuse to watch another video of injustice. It's clear that they feel liberated to break the very same laws that they sworn to enforce and protect us from. Shaking my head.
I agree. I had to unquote.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that even, I don't know who it was, because again, it was so much that was said, but somebody got on there and said, why is it that, no, it was the mayor of Minneapolis said this. He said that it baffles him that there's no arrest made, that if the same act was done by a civilian, they would already be in jail. He was like, why don't we have any arrests made?
Yep.
Like, even for him to sit there and say that, it's like,
yeah,
come on, people, common sense here. If I did that, I would have been in
Up under the
handcuffs
jail. Up under already.
immediately.
No
Immediately.
commissary.
And look, and even down to that whole incident, kind of sidestepping. I was surprised to find out that it wasn't the EMT that was there that picked up his body off the ground.
Excuse me? What happened? What
You're saying that it wasn't?
It was not.
Who-
You go back and you look
who
at,
was
look at
it?
the video. I think it was a couple other sheriffs. They came out in bulletproof vests and guns. Go back and look at the video.
I can't. I can't. I'll just have to take your word for it. Oh my gosh.
That checked the pulse and took the body away.
I remember somebody checking the pulse. I remember that, and I remember they treated the body with absolute no dignity or decorum whatsoever.
And that's the reason why, because it wasn't the EMT that took his body away.
I didn't
Let's
even
see.
think about that.
Can we say cover up? They already knew.
You can say cover up, but it's not going to go anywhere. Who are you
So
going to call? Who are you going to call?
In the
The
comments,
police?
with description.
Right. The people that you're
Let's
supposed
look
to
this
protect
scripture
you.
up.
Oh, okay. The scripture that was brought up.
Yeah, somebody we got plenty of comments, y'all. If y'all want to hit
Yes.
those while I'm looking this up.
Yeah, we might want to start
Yep.
bringing up the comments up here.
Yes. Let me bring up another comment here. Let's see. Christina, we're going back. It says, well, he'll just be fine as long as they don't put him in general population.
I hope
wouldn't
to
make
absolute God they put him in general
Well, yeah.
population.
What you sow, you reap. Please put him in general
Put
population.
all four of them in there.
Yep.
Put all four
Yep.
of them in there.
Because they know exactly what would happen. They know
Right.
exactly what would happen.
Well, no, I'll stop right there. I was going to say something real. All right,
Real
let's just
suspect?
get. Yeah, real suspect is exactly right. So,
But you know what though? Here's the other thing too. When it comes to that, you have this. Well, no, I'll save that for later. I'll save it for later. Moving on.
Tracy's right. You only see two cops in the footage that the one guy is doing in front. You do see the cop, choking George to death, and then you see the other one standing there with his hand out. Boy, I really didn't like him either. But there's another angle, and I don't know what camera got that angle, but there's two other cops like right behind
Yep.
the car.
Thank
Yep.
God for that angle.
And like originally, so you're right. Originally, in the first footage that went viral, we could only see two.
Yep.
Right. But see, here's the other scary part about it too that I think they need to implement with these offenses that are being made by these police officers. They should not be able to do any form of security, any type of like holding.
Oh
a
yeah,
flashlight.
done.
No,
Yeah.
like none of that stuff. Because the problem is that they're able to go to another precinct, another district,
Yeah,
and
somebody said that.
get another
You
job.
cannot give that type of person a position of authority.
You
You
can't.
should
Period.
not be free
At all.
to do anything.
Period.
Amen,
Like,
Chris.
Come
You
on.
can't once this has happened. That's it. We should actually have a list of jobs that they can do from here on out,
I'm
including
sorry, you person, you go to jail. Your jobs are what you get to pick from in prison. Are you doing the laundry or are you cooking? What do you mean?
I think
Nah.
and even after that, if any of them are ever set free, we tell them what job they get to have. They get to pick from, let's say, I go to public parks and I clean out buildings and outhouses, or I get some other job that nobody else wants. Seriously, I'm serious. We'll tell you what you get to do. But you can't be in a position of authority. You're done.
Yep.
Just sit down, mister.
Chris been mad
Right.
all day.
Sit the F
Chris
down.
been mad all day. Chris want to fight. It's
Yeah, he
cool.
does.
We'll wait till we roll. And everybody
He on
just say
10.
whatever they want to say.
He on 10 right now. Maintain, she says that, and for our elders to have to rely on race to
Relive.
relive the race. Yeah,
Yeah.
relive the
Yeah.
racism they scarcely
Yeah.
survived. Reviving the PTS from decades ago is heartbreaking. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
You
Yep.
know what? You know what? I actually shout out to my pops. I talked to him, and it was so funny because a lot of us, you know, younger generations, excuse me, bit my tongue. The younger generations haven't like seen it on this level, like riots, like all of this stuff. And he was so cool and so like, yeah, you know, I've been through this, you know. I remember when they burned down Avondale, they just now rebuilding that, and it was just like
Right.
what I loved about him was that he's aware, but he wasn't shaken. Like I've seen this and I've seen people overcome this. And I think
Right.
that there's two things that's going on right now with those of us in this generation who's never seen this, is that we're like, well, we don't know what's gonna happen next. Like we don't know, you know, what's next. And I think that a lot of people are not even thinking of or even have it in their mind to think of next or after. You know, some people are thinking that this is it. And I mean, honestly, we don't know what's going to happen from here. But it was just something about his sense of security and kind of just being like, you know, I've seen this before. There's processes that we have to go through. There's things that we have to go through. You know, let's get through this. Get to the other side of it and, you know, walk through. I looked that up. I just want to know like what they were bringing out or pointing out. I pulled it up. Luke 18:7-8 says, and shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them. 8 says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? And I just wanted to know, you know, if he could explain what he was pulling out, or you know, what part he was speaking from on that.
And also to everybody that's watching, everybody that's tuning in, listening, feel free to join in beyond the conversation. We actually can pull you in on video or in on audio if you care to, you know, to voice how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a perfect time for you to vent. And we're inviting you to go ahead, and I'll put the link back in the comments so you guys can kind of see that. Here,
Going back to a point that you had made earlier, Shekinah, when you said that, you know, nobody knows what's going to happen after this. Like they don't know if this is it or not. Mm-hmm. My thought on that is that this is it. This is it until the authority and until somebody in charge can start making a change. This is it. This is it. This is all the people can do to try to force the hand to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So and I think that while everybody has each other attention, because this is all about communication. Again, I'm really like heaven bent on this is a relationship that we're in. It's the government and the people that are living in a house called America. And for the longest, the government has been very abusive to the people. And now it's like, all right, we got your attention. We protested, we shouted, we smashed up some things, and now you guys are ready to listen. Okay, now we have to have collective sound policies put into place. One policy that's already been put into place that we all need to jump on the bandwagon, regardless if we agree with it or not, is voting. Getting the right people into position, because like it or not, this is the game that has been set up. This is the board that we have to play on, and by God, we have to play it. And if we don't like the person that's in office, we can easily tell them, say, hey, you know what? Don't get too comfortable because you're about to pack your bags, get your box together because you're out, because we got somebody from our own camp that listens to us, that understands us, that can fill in that seat easily and do a way better job than you can, because obviously we're unhappy because you're not doing your job.
We have the power we all have the power to change it, but it takes everyone to do it.
It does.
And that goes into that accountability piece. Like if you don't like the laws, go through the process, become a lawyer, and get in the arena where you can fight, because everybody's not going to be like, people will hear you. You can make a good point, but we have to get in positions where we can actually be a part of the change that needs to happen. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that everybody has to be a lawyer, everybody has to be a judge, but we do need some people in position.
Right.
That we can vote into these places if these people don't exist. Because otherwise it's just the same thing, it's just a different face, same belief system, same,
Right.
same mentality. Some new
Well,
people need to emerge.
Yep.
Yeah, and the people exist. A lot of them. I don't know if they have enough confidence to go beyond just grabbing a megaphone and standing before the people, shouting things such as like, "Oh, I want to be able to bring about change. This is how we do it." It's like, okay, well, we need to get you like to the next round. I have Noel here. Let's bring Noel in real quick. He wants to talk a little bit about that scripture and what that meant. Hey, Noel. Can you hear us? I think I can hear us.
Yeah, I can't hear him.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Alicia, you all in my vein.
Okay, the scripture is from Luke. The scripture is from Luke chapter 18. It is the parable of the unrighteous judge. It's about a woman who has suffered treatment, and she is continuously pleading this judge for
This is the connection is bad.
You broke up a little bit.
Yeah.
Go back a little bit and talk about when the judge said what?
I think we lost him.
Yeah, probably have to go out and come back in.
Yeah, I think we lost him.
Yeah, come back, Noel, once we get a better signal here.
I did want to say something while we're waiting on him to do that. He had mentioned in the comments, his response to my question was, God will ensure that justice is brought. And Alicia said the same thing that I was thinking, that we can't be passive about this. Absolutely, God will do it. But God uses people. He works through people to bring things about. Just like if you look in the Bible, people that were leaders that he raised up. Moses, go get my people. You know what I mean? They didn't just sit and be like, God got it. No, you can't be passive about it. So we don't know who God is raising up, but he's definitely working and moving through people to bring these things about.
Okay. I'm trying to get Noel to jump back in.
So it's starting to rain here where I am, and I'm on my back porch. So if the noise from the rain is too much, let me know. I'll back out. I'll go inside and then come back on.
No, you're fine.
Cool. Let me know if it gets loud.
Okay. So yeah, about this change, I think we really do need to talk more and more about that, more about change, because we've done a lot of marching, we've done a lot of rioting, a lot of protesting, a lot of crying, a lot of fighting, and now I think that again we have their attention, and there needs to be some new blood, some old blood that has to rise to the occasion and say, hey, over here we have the answer. Instead of it being just a group of people, like we really need that one. Like we need that face. He or she needs to be in the forefront, speaking on behalf how it was back in the day. You had MLK, you had Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King. You had Malcolm X. You had Bobby Kennedy. The rest of them. They were the face of that time for pushing forward an agenda and a movement, and not necessarily a group, for us to be able to make some great strides.
Right. It's just about finding out who's willing. That's what I mean? And making sure they have the support and community behind them, because that's a huge load to carry,
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it is. It is. So if there's anybody that's watching who would like to step up, please do. Don't wait.
Look at Bernard. Bernard's not like, I will do it. He like, which of you?
Yeah, yes, that's right. Which of you? Which one of you? Hey, listen, I'm a great running mate. I'm a great supporter. Ain't that right, guys? I love supporting.
You are. You are.
Yes, sir.
You are.
Yep.
So-
Maybe Alicia Redmond could run.
There you
She
go.
is gonna let you have it. Don't.
No, she's
Mom and Dad, I hate when you fight. Don't do it. Don't do it with witnesses. Don't do it. Keep that stuff in the house.
Well, I know one of the other things that we wanted to talk about tonight,
yes.
and something that's been annoying me, is all the people that's coming out of the woodwork right now. The people that you thought you knew who they were.
Oh my gosh.
First of all, before you say that, I want to say shout out to my timeline and my feed, and I don't have any of those people. If I do, they undercover, and I think they playing it safe. But the people that I know, like, and I'm grateful seriously because I love that I have a diverse group of people. Like there's a lot of people that I interact with, do business with. I haven't seen that, so shout out to my feed. Y'all good. Now y'all can go ahead and talk about what y'all saw. I had to make sure that they knew.
It's I had one or two people on my feed when I would make a statement that would come on and say something pretty dang disgusting. And then it would disappear, and then luckily I'd take a screenshot so I could expose who they are.
Ask you.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Chris Petty, he taking names and my God.
Yep. And a lot of times these people hide behind slang terms, and man, they never can just tell me what they say. Instead of speaking in slang terms, why don't you just tell everybody what you meant by that? Because I do. I'm a very open person. I tell you exactly what I think should happen. When you say something like that, what do you mean? Don't hide behind your slang. Don't hide behind you think you're being so cool, or you think you're being clever. You are as clever as my empty cup of coffee right here. You're about as witty as that too. You have absolutely zero wit. But here's the thing. So what I've been liking are the people, a lot of friends of mine who they're taking screenshots of what they're saying, and then they're posting it.
Wow.
And they're saying, you know what? I'm going to call these people out. I'm going to call them out. You can't come to my page. You can't come to my page, say that shite, and then think that I'm not going to expose you for who you are. Because you can't do that.
I'm going to tell you how we fix it.
I'm with you, Chris. Okay?
They should do like they do in the wig stores. If you steal lip gloss, your picture is out there.
Yep.
So we should, on the wallpapers, just watch this person. Be careful. If you standing next to them and they buying bread, watch your back. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
Right.
I mean, put their picture up. Here is a shoplifter of humanity. Just put their picture up.
And you know what?
Everybody can see it.
And you know what? I feel they should do that to the crooked cops who lose their jobs. Just like how you do a child pedophile.
Just hell yeah.
Christina said that they should have to register if they ever back in, society, that they have to register.
Yep. You'd be like, down the street lives a crooked ex-cop.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And they should have to knock on the door of all the neighbors. Hi, I'm an asshole authoritarian that used to beat up people. I just moved in next door. So I had to let you know. So here's my certificate of asshole authoritarianism.
Chris, this is a family show.
What else? You know they deserve it.
What did he say wrong?
Don't start, Bernard. Don't cuss tonight, okay? I can only take so much. Take so much.
I spoke the absolute
truth. I agree, though.
And I apologize for nothing that I've said.
I know, Chris. That's why I love you. I don't have to worry. I don't have to wonder what you're thinking. That's why I fool with you. You are okay.
Forward.
Yeah.
My guy.
But yeah, and some of the people, we work in a very small community of creatives, right? So our crowd is kind of small, you know. So if you're a person who's been working with people in film, in the local film industry, and the local festivals, and you start doing that, and then here's what I'm saying. Don't be surprised if you never, ever get asked to do anything ever again.
Right.
Especially, I'm here to tell you, if I am on a crew and I see, and you guys out there know who you are, and if you're on that crew, I'm not going to have it.
Right.
Absolutely zero tolerance for you.
And that's what it's going to take, though, Chris. That it's going to take that says, don't think that you found a safe place here with that type of mentality, because while we may not ever rid our society of it, we can make it very uncomfortable for those who decide to live that way or to try to, push that agenda. And I'm not saying take your life, but make it very clear that that's not acceptable here.
Exactly.
It's not acceptable. We won't have it. We won't make allowance for it. And I think that that's completely within our rights because, again, enough is enough. There's no reason for us to have to tolerate that. And it's a poison in the community at large or our society at large. We don't have to take that. And so it's going to take that. It's going to take people not being passive about it and say, no, I'm very clear on what your views are. In fact, you stand behind those views so much that you put it on social media so that everybody else will know as well. And so you
do it proudly.
Exactly. And based on your declaration, this is a line that has to be drawn for you because it's not going to be tolerable.
So,
not at all.
So, and I'm not going to mention anybody's name, but I did get a text today from somebody.
I ain't got on all black, so don't say no names.
No, he texted me today and he wanted to let me know what he thought about somebody that he and I both know that's been on other people's pages spouting crap. And he texted me and he said, you know what? He said, I just wanted you to know that I just got a hold of some other people that I've worked with in local film industry. And I just let them know that I put my foot down and I'm not anything that those people are in. I absolutely want zero to do with.
And that's where it starts.
I want nothing to do with any of you as long as that kind of element is allowed anywhere near any project that I'm working on.
Yep.
Right.
They got a hold of me a couple hours before the show started, and they said, you know what? Everybody that I texted with that, they all agreed. It was all thumbs up. Every one of them, hands down, gave a thumbs up. And it's like, there you go. And I wrote back to him and I said, there you go. See? But that goes back to your point, Shakina. It takes doing that. So he did that, and guess what everybody else did? Everybody else listened or read what he just had to say. They can't disagree with what he just said, for crying out loud. Right. I almost cussed one more time and I didn't.
The funny thing is, let's be very aware of this too. That just because somebody's saying, "Oh, that's crazy," No, they might feel the same way, but they're like, "Oh, I saw what happened to that person. Let me play my position."
Right.
Exactly.
You can, like Bernard said last episode, you can think it, you better not say it.
That's right.
Right.
That's all I'm
saying.
saying.
All you want to.
Yep.
But don't let me pick up any
vibes. Now, if there's anything that we're going to stand for, it should be that. No, that's not allowed here. You know what I'm saying? If if there's going to be a group of people that are isolated or only allowed to have, it's going to be that. But we, as the majority, have that. That's our thought, and that's the way that we handle these situations. Then we'll see change.
Right.
That's the thing. But like I said, shout out to my feed. Nobody been on my stuff talking crazy.
Well, I can't say the same.
Thank God.
Because like for myself, it wasn't that somebody was saying anything. They weren't saying anything at all. At all. They just pretended as if like everything was A-okay in their world, promoting themselves, trying to be funny, all that type of stuff. A person of color, a person that's black. And I was like, oh, you about to be silenced real quick. I'm about to block you.
Yeah.
I'm not about to like, unfriend you because I still need your eyeballs to be, watching what I got, going on in my world. But before I do that, let me just go back and let me just see if you posted
Whew.
anything from this past 10
One thing,
days.
just one thing.
Just one. I
Give
couldn't
us something
find
you believe in, dude.
one thing. No, nothing. So
And
I
I think,
immediately was like, mute.
yeah, and I think that's important. Like we were talking about earlier, this isn't the time to, and you don't have to get in an argument. You don't have to fight. You don't have to battle your views or anything like that. But there's clear lines that are being drawn. And I think just as a society, we need to know what side you're standing on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
This
Right.
isn't, and like somebody said, I think Joshua, he was talking about, passivity. Like this isn't that time. This isn't that time.
No,
It's not. You know what I mean? And again, we all do things in our own way. Do what you can in your corner of the world to at least say, this is unacceptable. Not at all. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. And if possible, Josh, if you're watching, and then Chris, I'll let you go ahead and jump in. Josh Pomeroy, if you're watching, please jump in because he actually said he had to get rid of like family members and friends and stuff that had
Oh,
almost like
wow.
lightweight, bigotry type mentality and toward this whole situation
Wow.
that he was like, I gotta block them. I can't deal with them no more. And I would love for him to get on here and just to kind of share a little bit with us. What was that like? To have to, to face with close friends and family who don't agree with, with the rest of the world, as Chris would say, normal
Or
people.
forget the rest of the world,
Normal
right
people.
and wrong. Like,
Right and
like
wrong.
just right and wrong.
Yep.
So Chris,
Either you're with humanity or you're just not. I mean, come on, right?
It shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, it's not hard,
I think it's
guys.
just that, like we overcomplicated. Like exactly, you're either on the right side of the matter, and this isn't a matter of opinion. You know what I mean? And even if on this most basic level, someone was murdered, are you okay with murder, or are you not? You know what I mean? Even
Right.
if you don't want to
Right.
dive into other things, it's just this is the most black and white, not color, but black and white situation. Period.
Right.
Somebody was murdered. Are you okay with that and going to defend that, or do you understand that this was injustice?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to argue. You don't have to, but I don't do political things. I really don't. I don't jump in that. But there was no way I could be quiet. And it's not even because, yes, because I'm a person of color, but this is just wrong.
Mhm.
How can you can't be okay with wrong, injustice,
Right.
and then it's like if you're that desensitized, like Christina was talking about, like, oh, you're a person that is part of the problem.
Right. Well, you know what? And let me say this too, because I think that, I don't know about you guys, but I'm kind of watching this whole Black Lives Matter thing evolving into something else that hasn't yet been properly labeled. I think that we're now focusing more on police brutality because we're seeing like our white brothers and sisters being like brutalized for taking a stand against the police force itself. And they're not necessarily targeting blacks, even though they're skipping over white people at times, like we saw in Atlanta, and going for black people to harass. But I've seen too many videos of just police brutality against like white peaceful protesters.
Yeah.
Taking a stand. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the video of the one white girl who had to put her body in between the police and a black person in order for this black person not to get beat.
I didn't see that,
Wow.
y'all. I had
Oh
to.
my God. Let me tell you what happened. I think it was on a college campus, and it was a young black man in line with everybody else. They targeted him. They went to pull him out. This white girl got up and slid in between and was like, "You are not about to take him. Like, it's a wrap. It's a wrap." But then on the other hand, you would see white girls getting pushed. I mean,
Yep.
like brutally pushed. I mean, badly abused. Or even an incident that happened 2 years ago. Remember the guy who was told to play like Simon Says and then wound up getting shot by the cops?
Yes. I do
He was
remember
in a
that.
hallway. And he was like, don't shoot me, don't shoot me. He was like, put your hands up, get down, on your knees, hands up. And then they wind up shooting him.
Yep.
Oh, this again.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, like, to me, I feel like that we got the Black Lives Matter movement. But what we're starting to see more now is that we have a problem with the police that was founded in going and rounding up runaway slaves, for those who did not know.
It is this systemic racism that's rampant throughout authority in this nation that through these protests are now showing that they have no boundaries.
Yep.
There is no border wall between anybody. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's a good comment right there.
That is. Frame that. Put that on the shirt and the hat.
Yep.
We have somebody jumping in. B plus. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, family?
Hey.
Welcome.
Yes, so you have the floor. What would you like to say? Add in.
It's been a very interesting week for myself. I'll share really quickly. I do work for a Christian organization, and I love the company. We work for a Christian organization. They had been silent on this issue up until yesterday, Tuesday. So a whole week went by without hearing anything. And I'm a proud Black man. And there's only one other Black male that works in the office, and we're an international company, so we have literally employees on all continents except for Antarctica. So. Without going into great detail, I don't hear anything. It gets towards the end of the week. I don't even hear from a coworker to reach out to me to say, "Hey, how are you doing? How is all this landing for you?" So the whole week goes by. I don't hear from any of my white brothers and sisters in Christ that work there. So I'm just like, man, I'm conflicted. So now I'm seeing over the weekend, I'm seeing Amazon come out with statements, Toyota coming out with statements. All these different organizations, and I'm just like, wow, like how come I don't hear anything from Christian people? I had a coworker reach out to me on Sunday, and he was outraged. He was kind of like, he was ready to go. I live in North Dallas. He was ready to go down and protest, and he's a good friend of mine. He's 6'8" white dude. And I'm like, I don't want you to go down there because you're going to stick out. If you just happen to say all in a sentence and they think you're saying all lives matter, like you're gonna catch a dirt net. So I was like, bro, don't go down there because I don't want to see you.
Don't go down there, order a hot dog, and if they ask you what you want on it, say all. That's
exactly. So to kind of speed through things here. They did have the CEO came on Tuesday morning at our regular morning devotions that we have. And he spoke very eloquently. He walked through the entire month of May for what happened to the Black community. He did an excellent job. And I was so proud. I went to our company Slack page afterwards and I just posted like, hey, I'm glad you guys didn't go another day without expressing this because it's just too much. And people kind of started liking that comment and started commenting. And a little bit of a backstory. Police brutality from my family is not just a tabloid. It's just not something that people just talk about. It happened to a loved one. A loved one was beaten unconscious by police, and it was covered up, and they lied about it. So I shared that. I debated it, and I'm not sure where people are with their faith and what they believe, but I felt like this was something that I didn't even want to pray to God about should I share with people, because I was like, I don't want him to say yes, because I don't want to share with people. I don't want to give God the opportunity to say, hey, B, I think you should share this with people for their growth. But he did that yesterday, and so I shared with some coworkers today, and they were and they know the rapport that they have with me. Like when we have like our international all staff meetings, like at some point I find myself up on stage talking to the company. I don't hold any leadership role. Like God just blessed me and quite frankly my family with that type of aura. So so I'm respected. So for them to hear from me that it's happened to me, they were just kind of like, oh snap. And I can see blinders falling off of people. I can see in real time like people saying like, oh, this happened to Byron and Byron's family. Like, oh, this can happen to anybody.
Yep, you brought it home to them.
Yeah, and that's why I and I talked to my loved one that went through it, and I asked him, I was just like, man, how much of this are you willing for me to share? And he was just like, share what you can. He was just like, I can't talk about it in specifics because they were wrong, and there's some element of a gag order on him to where he can't say. But the thing that killed me, and I'll let you guys talk. And talking to my brother, he and I didn't mean to say that, but it was my actual brother that went through this. But when talking to him, he said that. Well, I don't know if I can say that. I won't say that then. I'll just hold that to myself. I'll just say that around the nation, it's interesting that precincts and chiefs are stepping up and saying that they're shaming what happened, but in the likelihood of it happening, of them doing the same thing in a smaller scale, is high.
Yeah, it is.
So it's just kind of like that. You don't speak on this whole thing, but you throw the little black square up yesterday, and you parachute in, and throw the black square up, and then you parachute right the heck out because you're not really down with the cause. So thank you for giving me a few minutes to kind of share.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
Gag order, right? Of
That
course.
part. That was like, if
Of
it's all
course.
above board, well, what secrets are we still holding?
Of course, there's a gag order. You know what? We beat the hell out of you, but yeah, you know what? I won't punish you for me beating you if you just don't say anything about it.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then
Come on.
That last statement that he made, talking about parachuting in and then parachuting back out, if you can reverse, is that what's her name? Christina said, talking about the NFL. She said the NFL had the nerve to have a statement, which
Little
is like,
right. Now you
I'm
can
like,
be quiet. They can be quiet
because they had their opportunity for how many years ago? 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And
they
now all
can
of
be
a sudden,
quiet.
the NFL wants to take the knee.
No.
How about they take a seat?
How about you put 4 chairs together and lay across them? How about that? They can be quiet.
And then, on top of that, weren't they also caving in to 45? Because 45 was like, oh, I don't like him taking the knee. That's disrespectful. And it's almost as if the higher ups in the NFL, it's like, what does 45 have on you? You guys own the NFL. Tell them to get out. Good God Almighty. No, they can't talk. They can't talk.
That's why I said leave it. Sometimes, like, especially if you've been on the wrong side of a matter, it's just best to just be quiet. Just bow gracefully. You know what I'm saying? Secretly donate or something. If you've had a change of heart, do something on a real humble level. If you've been, you know what I mean? Just do something. Just go and have a seat. Sit down.
Yep.
Sit down.
Right.
We got it. No.
B plus kind of jumped back in. I don't know. Did you want to say something else?
Oh, I just had some Wi-Fi issues, and I took care of them, and then I popped back in.
Okay. So was that it?
Yeah. I appreciate just the open, candid conversation that you guys are having on just like the different layers of this, because it is very layered, but it's pretty clear of like what side are you on? Are you on the side of, are you cool with people getting murdered, or do you have to hop into your political corners and feel like you have to wax eloquent on like why this one's different? Like, are you with it? Are you with murder or are you not?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the most simplified way to look at it.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. But yeah, the NFL has been catching some heat, even with the
Because they
guy
need to sit down.
And they should.
who's the
Sit
other
down.
guy, the quarterback guy who made the statement. Did you guys see and read that?
No, because that
Of
first
the
out of
Saints?
NFL, I was like, you know what? No.
Well,
NFL's
I know-
not even in my news feed. All right. I mean,
They made a statement or something. I think somebody may have shared it, and my immediate response was like, "Why are you talking? Why are you saying
Period.
anything?"
that would be okay. That would be my response too,
period.
if it came across my news feed in the first
Yeah,
place.
like I said, and it's not that people don't have the right to their opinion, and but it's just like when you were so adamant and you did the most to be against this guy. That's why I said now, okay, you've had a change of heart. That's great. Conversion is great. Awesome. Humbly support the cause. Don't jump out there and bring attention to yourself. Because now you got other people. Now you're making people mad about other stuff. We think about something else now.
Well,
Yeah.
because, I mean,
Yeah,
because
do you
got
want to
this guy-
remind us about how you've
Like,
been in NFL? You want to remind us about it? Sure.
You want to see your stuff. You want to see stock drop. You want to see, you know what I'm saying? Sit down.
Yeah.
Stop it. Yeah.
And it kind of goes back to what we were saying before. It's like people are really showing who they really are. And you have this guy, Drew Brees, of the Saints, coming out saying that he has that he said, "I'll never agree with anyone disrespecting the flag," because they're talking about saying that when the season starts again, are we going to start seeing people taking a knee?
Yes.
And
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And is it not clear that we need to now? You
You're
still
not-
have a problem?
You're not
We're not talking about the flag.
disrespecting the flag, you
That's the thing.
piece of.
That's where the all lives matter part is like so disrespectful, like we were talking about.
It
Who's
is.
talking about the flag, sir? You're missing the entire part. The entire
whole
point,
part.
excuse me. Sit down. Go sit down. Go eat something.
He's not disrespecting the flag, you idiot.
Right.
You look thirsty. Go drink something.
Okay.
Just
We have
Yeah,
another
we're not
person.
talking-
We have B plus jumping back in again. And hey, guys, if you guys are liking the whole interaction that we have with you all, please feel free to go ahead and jump in and have something to say, have something to add to the conversation. B plus, back at it again. What's up?
It's just I'm at a loss when it comes to Drew Brees because I'm an NFL fan. I was a fan of Drew Brees. I still have a smidge of respect. I can't understand. I'm not gonna lie. This is when I was on here earlier and I spoke about my coworkers. Some of them grew up in North Dakota, Iowa. They had no interaction. They didn't see a black person until they were 18. So I can understand them having blind spots because they just had no idea of the culture. But Drew Brees is in the NFL, 75% black. He is in New Orleans, Louisiana. When Katrina happened, he stepped up in a real way for the black community when they were suffering. So he's had all the opportunity to understand the culture. So for him to he can't feign and say, I'm having a blind spot. You're too much. You've been around the culture too much. You can't be like my coworker who grew up in North Dakota and didn't see a black person until they were in college. You are somebody and then on top of all that, you're a quarterback. All the skill positions are black people. And let's just be honest. There's very few white quarterbacks. Shout out to McCaffrey up with the Panthers. He's a beast, but he's the only one. So like all your people who you're in your huddle rooms with, who you meet with on a daily basis to figure out the scheme and the playbook and all that type of stuff, they're all black. You can't tell me that you haven't spent enough time to understand that possibly your teammates have gone through this. It was baffling to see that. I was just astonished to see that. Wow, Drew, like really? And right now, trending on Twitter is D Drew. I'm not gonna swear because my mom's in here. I'm just joking. I don't swear. Period. Sorry, Mom. But it said D Drew. Like that's trending right now.
You're a better man than me.
So, and then another thing that's trending on Twitter is my QB, because people were saying, well, this is what my QB said about this whole matter, and they'll post what their quarterback has said, and then they'll post a picture of Drew's face. Like, this is what like I think the Atlanta Hawks, their quarterback came out strongly against it, and other quarterbacks as well have come out strongly. So it's trending. Like, this is what my QB saying. New Orleans plus your QB saying. So, yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah. And if I can,
Just,
let's see. We got some other comments, but while that's happening, I'm gonna try to pull up that clip so we can play it so that people can see what we're talking about, because it was a very interesting
thanks,
remark.
Bernard. Make us upset even more. Thank you.
So you guys can kind of see his side, because for a split second, it almost feels as if like it makes sense what he's saying, but then it's like, no, like not right now, because you should have enough empathy to be able to say,
Right,
you know
go
what,
get something to drink. Sit down.
I'm gonna put my agenda off to the side, and I'm going to understand what these people who are obviously suffering are talking about, because it's gotta be real. It's gotta be real. Gosh, we got more comments. You guys are working me over here. This is awesome. This is good.
This is amazing. Love it. Love it.
Right. So
somebody did mention Nike and Reebok. How Reebok, did you see the statement they put out?
Yeah. You showed us the Reebok one. That was
That was
Let me see.
They did they did that right.
Did you guys see Apple Music yesterday?
No.
Apple Music did the exact same thing, where all they did was they played music to inspire you for the day, and it was in honor of Black Lives Matter. They were not doing anything else. You couldn't do anything else but that on Apple Music. They made a stand. I was really happy about that. They made a stand. They made a statement. That made me happy.
Good. That's good.
See, I should have started with that at the beginning of the show, because that was a happy thing.
That's not where you were, Chris. We had to work our way through this. It's okay.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a process.
Right. I guess somebody said, I guess Disney Plus did the same. I missed all of that. I wasn't.
That I don't know.
Yeah, there was a lot of companies.
Okay. That's good. I think that's very responsible. That's very respectful of them. That, I think that's a good move. You gonna read the statement?
Yes. So let me back up one. We have Alicia Redmond says, it speaks to a person's complete blindness and ignorance if you think this is about a flag.
There you go.
Right. Yep. Well.
You know what I think is interesting? But so one of the videos I shared in our private chat was this lady who was like, I didn't know racism was a thing. And I'm like, yo, do you not watch television?
Yeah, how did you not know this?
Go outside your home. Did you never hear about slavery? How did you not know this was a thing? Like
it's baffling.
There are people like that.
They are in a cultural bubble, and it's baffling to me to try to wrap my mind around that you are in a cultural bubble. Like, I don't understand it. I don't know.
I wouldn't call it a cultural bubble as more as I would refer to it as a cultural desert. I think they're in a cultural desert where there's just nothing there. Nothing.
Right.
They have access to nothing.
Right. Donna Field says that statement does not mean about taking a knee to represent police brutality. Amazing, two separate life-changing incidents, and it's all about the knee. Hope folks won't get it confused. I think that's in reference to a statement that she put up here saying, everybody put your knees up unless you are praying. At this point, that's what it feels like. You should be. I don't know why people are not on their knees praying in the first place.
I'm sorry, I walk when I pray. The Bible say watch and pray. So I got to be ready to swing.
At any given moment.
While I'm praying. Because, listen,
right.
around these parts.
Okay, Alicia Redmond said, I posted this earlier this evening, Mark 12:30. It says, we have to ask ourselves first, do we love God like this scripture describes? And second, do we really love ourselves? What I think about you, and I mean deep deep down, and how I treat you is indicative of the love I have for myself. We think we love ourselves, but for many, that feeling is rooted in selfishness and pride. Therefore, I don't really know how to treat you with true love and kindness.
Well
Yeah.
said.
Yep.
Well said.
Yep. B plus said cultural desert. That's deep. That's true, and I think that a lot of people, their definition of love is rooted in what can I get from you to make me feel
What makes
good,
me feel good, right?
Yep.
instead of it being
what
sacrificial.
right?
Right.
Yep.
Instead of
What do
saying,
I
like,
get out of it?
Right. That's not love. That's self glorification. Almost says something else. That's
Gratification,
self, yeah, gratification. And that's not love. That's not love at all.
It's not helpful to anybody.
It isn't. It really isn't. Gosh, we
But
got 15 viewers. You guys are rocking with us. Keep going. Go
Oh,
ahead, Karen.
nice. Hi, everybody. I was just going to say that with this particular thing, love has nothing to do with the equation. It's definitely people perpetuating a mindset and things that have been passed down. So it's just this, I was taught that I'm better than everybody else. Bow down to this opinion. If you don't, then there's going to be problems. And like I said to you all, in a joking manner, but it's true. You look at this generation of young Black people. Somebody did a post and she was like, "We're not our ancestors. We'll whoop that expletive." And I said, people do not understand. They are dealing with Django's grandchildren. Okay, you're not going to walk up and just say bow down, and they're going to be like, okay. They're not going to do it. You're going to get smoked. You're going to catch those hands. It's not going to be peaceful at all.
Right.
And so, when you bring antiquated mindsets, attitudes, all of that stuff into situations, you meet this type of response. And so it's absent of love. Absolutely. It's pride, Alicia. Love is not in the equation at all. At all. Nope. And that's why it's met with because love doesn't provoke that type of response. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. Love is absent. It has nothing to do with anything. Black Lives Matter being blamed for vandalism. Oh my gosh.
Do you guys remember? Oh, it would have been last Friday, I think. Some footage came out. It was in Minneapolis. Some footage came out of a white guy who was wearing a gas mask. Oh. He was totally covered. He was walking around with an umbrella. But he was walking around. What was it, like an auto zone or something like that? Yep. And he was smashing windows and stuff like that. And the people that were filming him were telling him to stop. Right. But of course, he wasn't. He didn't even acknowledge that they were there. He just kept going about his business as if he's a robot being told what to do. That's weird.
No, but you know what's amazing about that is that you're standing with people, but you're covering your face. That's number one.
Yep.
Number two,
your whole body, gloves too.
How y'all know he white then? How y'all know he white then? Were his hands exposed?
Because his wife identified the gas mask he was using.
His wife snitched. She ready for a divorce. She was trying to get out. Okay.
She identified him. Somebody posted a Facebook Messenger that they were having with her, and she was like, "Holy, I'm crying over here because it was her ex." She said, "That's my ex-husband. That's my gas mask," and it was a pink one. If you look at pictures of it, it is pink. And she's like, "That's him." And then they have a picture of him, like without everything on. And then it's next to the picture of him with everything on. And you can still see, like right through here, it's him. We know who he is. Yep. We know exactly who he is.
The settlement and was like, "Hey, really? That's ridiculous."
Yeah.
So the video that I sent you all, they were. I want to say that they were maybe. They weren't Black. I'll say that. And they went up to the building and they were spraying Black Lives Matter. And the lady was on the video. She said, "I'm doing this. I'm recording this. So you all know this is not us." And she was pleading with them, like, "Stop, because we're going to be blamed for this. Like, stop it. You're not even standing with us. You're not helping us. This is counterproductive." productive. We're trying to be peaceful. You're destroying things. And they like turned around like, no, like they look confused as to why they had a problem with what they were doing. And they eventually, you know, ran them off. But I just thought like, why? And then if somebody retaliates or responds in a way that says, okay, that's not what we're here for, you know, knuckle up. Now you've been mistreated. Like, stop, stay away from the matter. If you're not going to be on the right side of it, just stop.
Right.
I am probably more so than anyone I know, I am the most anti-conspiracy theory guy on that's him. That's him.
He's a police officer. Oh, come on.
I am one of the most anti-conspiracy theory guys you'll ever meet. However, I'm also a historian. Guess what happens during wartime situations or in situations where you have two cultures clashing? Somebody tries to make it look like the other people did it.
Yep.
And it happens every single time.
Boston Tea Party.
It happened during the American Indian Wars, right here in the United States already too. It happens. So I don't think that's a weird conspiracy theory. I think it's something that always happens. And do I think it's happening now? Yeah, I do to a certain extent. I really do.
Yeah, well, they said that there's been people that don't even live in various cities that are coming to the cities and absolutely destroying things and burning things down. And I'm like, what is your purpose? Right. There was something in my feed last night where there was literally, they didn't even try to disguise this. There was like a pallet of bricks laying outside of a building. Like, here, throw these.
Right.
Really?
And do you know who plays into this? Do you know who plays into this? All those people that I've been arguing with online that say, see, look, the Black Lives Matter people, see, they have all these bricks. See, they're doing all this and they're doing all that.
Right. Where'd you get the bricks from?
Because they won't open their eyes to see what's going on. And it's easy. It's so easy to see what's going on. It's right in front of you.
They're blinded by.
They're more than just blind.
Perception. So some people won't see truth even when it's laid out in their face. And right now, I can't think of a more, like I said, it's there for the world to see. For someone to argue against what's happening right now, you are the blind of the blind. I wouldn't even have a discussion with that person. I wouldn't even get in a conversation with that person.
Oh, I'll get in a conversation.
We know you will,
Chris. I got
I
will say things.
All right. B+, back at it again. You got something else to add to that?
Actually, I don't. I'm just still enjoying the conversation. I think I might be actually tapping a button that's saying that I want to speak. But yeah, the one thing I will say, just to kind of add to what you guys are saying, is that I saw a video of a guy who had a thick Russian accent run up to a group of people and said, "Hey, can you guys flip this truck?" And they looked at him like, "What?" And he's like, "Can you guys truck?" He was like, "No, I didn't mean it like that." They were like, "We're not here to do that. We're here to." It was a peaceful protest, and then people start surrounding around him. And he's videotaping this while he's saying this, and you see him like backpedal, and you see him just run down an alley because he feared that they was about to turn up on him.
What?
Crazy.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find the link. If I can find the link, I'll drop it in here.
And it happens. And the only reason why they're doing that, is they're just trying to make it look like it's the Black Lives Matter movement doing it. That's
but what you're not going to do is play with this moment. You're not going to, you know what I'm saying? You're not about to disrespect this moment. The thing that I do like is that people are stopping and thinking like, wait a minute, they're trying to play us. Like, let me stop and think. I am seeing that more, that people be like, oh, that's a brick. Sure, thanks. They're starting to, really think about it and be like, wait a minute. I am seeing more of that. But it's just, that's so disrespectful. And I feel like, and then to record yourself saying this, you need you need charges brought up on you too. What's the purpose?
Yep.
Oh, he was recording it because he was hoping they'd do it, and he gets it on video.
Mm-hmm. Then we need some grandmas. That's what it is. We need some wet belts and switches. That's we need to bring grandmas back.
Jordan says it's just like COINTELPRO during the civil rights movement.
Yep.
It's so true.
Yep.
So true. Old war tactics. And
Yeah.
I hate that people try to say that we're not in a war. Yeah, we are. We
The
are
hell do you call this
we're
thing?
clearly in a war. I don't get it. I really just don't get it. But I get it because I think that that's also part of the strategy is to make people not believe that they're in the middle of a historic moment. You know, that things are about to shift and change, and they feel as if we can just get a little bit of the pressure off of that side, then we can maintain our position of power. That's what that's what media is doing. Yeah.
You know what I realize more and more, the further we get into 2020 and the more things that happen, that there is no such thing as normal anymore. There's no such thing.
Well,
everything
what we thought was normal, that's
there's no such thing. And I feel like we're finding out, you know, it's like we're going along like as the days and the weeks, you know, kind of progress, like, okay, well, what do we do now? You know what I mean? We have to continue to adapt to, because things are constantly changing. There's no normal anymore. There's no way that if there was a cure for COVID tomorrow and everything just stopped and everybody was, you know, prosecuted, there's no way you're not going to be like, oh, well, glad that's over. There's no normal anymore.
No,
there isn't.
Not.
No,
this is becoming the new norm.
My gosh.
Definitely becoming the new norm.
I would like to, because I know we've got the headline coming up. I would like to say something positive.
Yes.
So something positive I know, right? So something positive that does come from all of this. And that does give you a glimmer of hope. Not that one. Not that one. Oh, I'll get to that one in a minute. But for a second, I want to be happy.
Okay, be happy because you've been mad the whole time.
So at least somebody in a position of authority is paying attention when they do something, and even it's as simple as this, like the governor of Virginia saying, hey, do you guys think it's about time we go ahead and take down that statue of General E. Lee, Robert E. Lee? Do you think it's about time we did that? To the rest of the crowd saying, it is about time. That is the one glimmer of hope, because everybody that I keep, you know, whether I'm arguing with them or whether I just hear them talking online, and they say, well, you're not going to get anywhere with this. This does nothing. This makes no statement. Nobody is paying attention. Well, you know what? Here's that glimmer of hope. Here's that one little glimmer of hope that somebody is paying attention. Somebody's paying attention. And of all places, it's in Richmond, Virginia, which, ladies and gentlemen, was the capital of the Confederate States of America. So if anybody should be listening and it's them, well, don't you think that makes a statement?
Yep.
I said, even if you did a good job.
Yep, I do. And I would like to see more little glimmers of hope like that. When I came across that tonight, and I forgot who shared it on Facebook. I wasn't the one that found it. Somebody else did. And whoever you are, thank you for showing that, because, you know, and here's the funny thing. I actually saw someone earlier today post a picture of the base of that statue. It had been graffitied and people have been spray painting it because people have been like camped out in that area. Somebody had the gall to post over that, well, why aren't they cleaning this up? See?
And that's the same person that said all lives matter. That's why I consider the source.
Yep.
Check this comment, Bernard. Oh my God.
But my answer to you, madam, is yes, I agree. Not only are we cleaning up that graffiti, but we're taking off the object that the graffiti is on in the first place, and it never has to happen again. Thank you for bringing that to our attention, ma'am. Job well done. Thank you, ma'am.
Do you see this comment?
Hmm?
Do you see this? George Floyd's little girl said, "My dad changed the world." Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's heavy.
She needs to hold on to that for life.
Whoa.
She needs to hold on to that.
That's so powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. That's heavy. That is heavy.
I don't even.
Also, I posted a link also to B Plus had gave the link to the live streamer who immediately regrets asking protesters to flip over a truck.
He doesn't.
So yes,
You said he regrets it.
He
Because
doesn't.
there's proof.
immediately. Yeah,
He regrets that it got tweeted.
Right.
That
This is like that lady was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was having a bad day when I tried to call the cops on the guy for watching birds." It doesn't count. It doesn't count. That's not real.
You know what?
I
was in some kind of bitchy mood when I called the cops because some people were trying to have a barbecue. I was in a mood. You know, I was in a mood. Nothing was going my way that day. I spilled coffee on myself. Whatever.
I like that. Noel said the only place Robert E. Lee's name should be is his Appomattox
Courthouse.
Yeah.
This is where he surrendered. Thank you very much, Noel. Thank you very much. Yes, that is indeed where a foreign nation, guys, people keep forgetting this. The Confederate States of America was a foreign nation, you guys. And yes, they did surrender, and thank you for bringing that back up.
Yeah,
you can mention his name all you want to there. Who cares?
Yep.
That's appropriate.
and he lost. I mean, which
he lost.
Which
I like the way you say that.
And he lost.
And he lost.
But for some odd reason, people had an outburst of rage because we wanted to take down the flags. Dukes of Hazzard had to go down. The Confederate flag had to go down.
Just the good old boys.
Exactly. The good old boys.
Okay. You're offended about a flag. People are offended about lost lives. I mean, pick one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No. And really, the only reason why I brought it up again, it's just for all the people that are out there saying that, oh, you're the protests, they're not going to do anything. Nobody's gonna pay attention. Nobody's gonna look. Well, somebody did, and somebody's doing something in a positive direction.
Yep.
So good. I'm glad. That gives me some kind of hope that somebody in a position of authority is actually paying attention, and that's what we need.
So
unlike the absolute person of authority who pays absolutely zero attention to anything,
except Twitter.
Yeah, again, I was going to say something really horrible, and then I stopped short of it. Right? You know what?
Oval Office with a cell phone.
Whatever happened to his threat of not using Twitter anymore since they fact-checked him, crying like a little baby because he got fact-checked, and then he's like, well, I'm just not going to use Twitter anymore. Oh, please, sir.
Okay.
Please, why don't you try doing your job instead of sitting there on your phone?
Listen, and then for him to get not fact-checked, but to get muted. Did you see that whole Twitter that he put out talking about once they start looting, we start shooting?
We start shooting. Yep. And he got muted.
Who says that?
Yep.
How does the leader of the free world get muted? That should be like, let me. Y'all go ahead. Y'all talk about him. Y'all know how I feel.
Let's talk. Let's talk about his photo op.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that stroll he had from the White House through the parking lot where there was magically nobody there. There weren't any protesters. He gets up to the church, and I think most people could really swear they saw a priest sitting there trying to help people who had been hurt and applying first aid for people. That's right, I forgot. He tear gassed them all. He tear gassed
Flash banged them
everyone
out.
out of the way so that he could walk over there and like give a big hurrah and go have his
Here it
moment.
is.
Yep. Go have his moment in front of a church holding a Bible, to which I don't know if you guys have paid attention to the audio on that. When somebody,
Yes.
one of the people in there is like, so which Bible is that? And he doesn't answer. He's just doing this. And then finally somebody says, is this a family Bible? And all he does, he says, it's a Bible. A Bible.
Yeah, hilarious.
But he tear gassed a priest out of the way.
No, he didn't. That was
Yes,
real.
he did. Yeah, that was absolutely 100%. In fact, she went online and explained the entire thing. She didn't even know that it was for the president until she finally got to her car after that, because she was trying to get away from all the tear gas and the rubber bullets and blah, blah, blahs. She was trying to get away from all that. She gets to her car, and then she finds out why all that happened was because the president wanted to have a photo op. And then the bishop of that denomination makes a public statement saying that he did not let anyone know he was going to do that. We don't condone his actions. We don't condone his words. We don't condone him at all. And they're
at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Like-
What he did was being an opportunist. And that's what he is. He's a big opportunist, and just like some of his other people, I ain't gonna say his other people followers, but I don't know if you guys seen the pictures or the videos that have been popping up of people posing in front of vandalized businesses as if they're repairing, faking, like holding a hammer and nail, or standing in front of
like they actually know what they're doing.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is unreal. Like what type of people does a thing like that?
We know what
45.
type of people. The people that are fired, yeah.
He's the kind of person that does that. It's one of those things where I posted that story on somebody, and I'm not going to say their name. Somebody made a comment about 45, and I said, yeah, look at this. And they couldn't believe it. They're like, and it was right after it had happened. They're like, are you serious? In fact, they even said, I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. Did this really happen?
Exactly.
And I was like, yep, this happened. Here's another news source. Here's another news source.
And so I would have been interested in hearing what they had to say after that. You get what I'm saying? Like, the more he does, and the people that are able to like continue to justify the foolery, that I say this, I almost don't want to say this, right? Because I don't want to disrespect people that struggle with mental illness. But I liken racism and Trump supporters to people who are just not mentally there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that you can see, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not even going to disrespect people that struggle or battle mental illness by saying it's a mental illness. This is something totally like, I don't understand how you can see what this person, this individual continues to do, and then you justify it and you go on platforms and make it seem like he's been victimized in some way. That's why I said I don't have too much conversation about him, because I have better things to do. And then people that are firm in their support for him, you know what? God bless you guys. Speak. I'm not even about to give you my energy like that. But I don't understand that.
Well, the person that I posted that story to, they were like, I'm surprised, but I'm not. I mean, this is who he is. This is what he does.
This is what we get.
And I understood what they were saying, because every time I think to myself, well, he can't possibly do anything that's worse than what he just did. Well, he just proves me wrong on a daily basis.
Wait for it. Yeah, wait for it.
Every day he proves me wrong.
Right.
Yep. That part.
Unbelievable. So I know we're coming to a close here. I think I'm trying to make sure we get through everything in our list, because like I said, it was so much. And if we're missing anything that you feel that we need to cover, guys, leave a comment. Again,
Yeah, 'cause
thank you
this is
guys
far
for
from
being
over.
troopers. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
so
be
far
back
from
again
over.
next week doing the same thing.
Oh, God, and I hope with better news.
Maybe I'll take some
Yeah.
Xanax or something before we go on.
This-
I'll calm myself down a little bit.
oh no.
I apologize.
No, Chris, I like you when you're yourself.
I apologize for my actions tonight.
Oh, here's one thing I think we did not cover. I don't know if I have a. Oh yeah, here we go.
Is someone gonna make me mad?
No, this.
Oh, that's something that's gonna make me mildly hopeful,
Right.
moderately hopeful.
Yes.
Hashtag duh.
So
Like-
last week when they drug their feet to not even make an arrest, but just to come out and say, listen, these are the charges we're going to bring against these guys, these 4 people that they fired, which was, I applaud the mayor. They fired the guy like the next day on Tuesday. That's when the protests began. They started dragging their feet, and that's when the riots and everything else started to happen. People got like a little uneasy. They were like, yo, what's taking so long? And then all of a sudden they came out and said 3rd-degree murder. And that's when people said, oh, for real?
Really?
Right, where's some bricks? Where's a lighter? Because I got some work to do. And it all went to hell. After that, you had your attorney general. I think the attorney general, or is it the who was it that was in there? His name is Kenneth Ellis. He comes in and he just says, "Give me that! Like y'all just messing up." They got another coroner to come in and to do an autopsy. Got it right this time. Said that he died from being choked. And then they said, all right, now that we have this evidence, we're going to go and move this from a 3rd-degree murder to a 2nd-degree murder. And now we're going to go get the other 3 officers and let them know they're facing charges too. The other officer has gotten his charge bumped up to a 2nd-degree murder. So we have 2 out of the 4 with 2nd-degree murder. So next thing that we got to do, huh?
I said, and we'll wait. What next? Because what?
Exactly.
No.
Because now the next thing is to have this long. I hope it's not a long, drawn out court case, but you know how things are.
It's going to be.
We're gonna have this long. We're gonna have this long, drawn out court case, and when the sentencing comes down, because the conviction is one thing, but the sentencing is what really matters. Because if you're talking about slapping people on the wrist, that is not gonna go over well. And if you thought that it was bad this time around, it's gonna be worse. It's going to be worse because we have the whole world watching. I've never seen a time where the whole world is taking a knee, when the whole world is screaming, I can't breathe. The whole world is watching the U.S. and watching this city. The pressure is on. They can't afford to mess up.
Well, we know what's going to happen. They're either going to do right, or we're going to look at the map and be like, oh, that's where Minneapolis used to be.
Now there's just this piece of black charred dirt.
Exactly. And yeah, they're gonna try to send in the army, the reserves, all that type of stuff. It's really gonna be a war then. And it's so unfortunate again that you have people who are just doing their jobs, like the police officer who lost his life. I can't remember. I don't even know his name, but it's been several police officers that have been shot at, been hit. Innocent lives are being shifted and turned upside down because of one man's action.
Yep.
One man, Derek Chauvin, decided that I'm just going to be inhumane because I feel I'm protected by the badge. Again.
Is that how you pronounce his last name?
Yep, it's Chauvin.
Okay. I asked because previously I just didn't care. But that's how you pronounce his last name?
If we have to, if we're going to be on the platform, we at least know. Don't do me. Don't do like I was Chauvin. Have your facts straight. I didn't really care.
I can properly mispronounce that and make it sound like whatever I want.
I know.
and then I don't know if it's his ex at the moment, but she's leaving him.
Yeah.
She made.
Yeah, she was like, I'm out.
She played no games.
I don't think she was even happy from the get-go, but that's just my opinion. Because I don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
Must be a dream being married to that guy.
Normal, right? You can't be normal, like killing people and go home and be a loving, doting husband and father. Like, you're insane about time.
unless you're a psychopath, you know how some people have
It's
a
no
double life.
unless. He is.
You know what I'm saying? They walk out their front door smiling, and then it goes down to a frown. They're
why
crazy.
I'm gonna tell
They're
you,
crazy.
here goes something for free. Don't lock it in with somebody until you see how they are when they angry. Don't
So
take them
get
on
'em
that
angry.
good day. You better catch them when they mad. Then you be like, okay, he's sane.
Exactly.
He was in the backyard doing ignorant stuff when they were asleep. That's what it was. I'm telling you, nobody that does stuff like that is just normal. You don't do that.
He was outside abusing the neighbor's dog years ago.
Every person he killed. You're right.
Yep.
You're right.
He should.
I agree.
All of the deaths should just fall on his back because of this. It's like, dude, this is your fault. Like when you see all the marching happening, all the rioting, all the nonsense that's going on, it's because of you. You did this. You did this.
Congratulations.
Not that he cared.
No, he don't care.
No,
not that he cares.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think was that our ending on a happy note?
Yeah.
I
It's
guess
about
so.
as happy as we're gonna get.
That's as happy as we're gonna get for now, folks.
I'll even
But yeah,
smile.
Yeah, I can. Slip my brow.
Stop. Wait, I look like I had a bunch of chins when I did that do-over.
Well, we can cut that out in the process room later.
No, we can't. This is live. Don't be lying to me, Chris.
Oh, nobody told me that. I thought we could like cut.
There we go.
Thought we could cut all the bad things I said out earlier.
No, that stays. But we thank all the people who stayed with us. All
we did. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
And the people who jumped in, Noel, thank you very much for jumping in.
Yes, thank you
for jumping in and sharing all that, and the people who left comments that we were able to put up, sharing all that. Thank you. Again, make sure you guys subscribe, follow our page, The Slanted Brow Show. It's on Facebook. We're gonna get our YouTube channel together here shortly. That way it can be official.
Thank you
And
again, Bernard.
we just making it we making it happen. We making it happen.
By the grace of God. Woo! Thank you, Lord, for getting us through the show, because this was heavy.
Exactly.
Oh God.
So till next time, guys, we will holler at you later, right?
Yep. We'll see you next week.
Yes.
Next week.
Yes. Love you guys.
Well,
I need a drink.
Yeah, you know what? I was about to say
water. Of water.
You need a drink of what?
Of tea. A spot
a
of
splash,
tea.
Not a spot of tea. Drinking a spot of tea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need a little something in that glass.
Something clear. Look at nobody tell.
You know what? It's medicinal purposes. It's to calm my nerves.
I got a prescription right now.
That's right. I have a prescription.
This is legal.
Yeah. Next time I'm at the store, oh, sir, you certainly are buying a lot. Well, I have a prescription. It's
check right. Check my pocket. Yeah. I'm legal.
I'm all legal, sir.
Or how about this? I'm an American. Leave me alone.
There you go.
Who?
I'm in America. I'm American.
There you go, Chris. Acting up.
America. I want to finish that song.
Home of the free.
Land of the brave.
Cut, Bernard. Cut.
America.